On October 13, 2021, Washington Capitals forward Alexander Ovechkin scored his 732nd goal, surpassing Marcel Dionne for fifth in all-time goals scored. On October 13, 2021, Washington Capitals head coach Peter Laviolette surpassed John Tortorella for the most NHL wins by an American-born head coach, with 674 total. On October 21, 2021, Florida Panthers goaltender Sergei Bobrovsky recorded his 300th win, becoming the 38th goaltender to reach the mark. On November 6, 2021, New York Islanders general manager Lou Lamoriello became the third general manager to reach 1,500 NHL wins, regular season and playoffs. On November 15, 2021, New York Islanders defenseman Andy Greene played his 1,000th NHL game, becoming the 358th player to reach the mark. On November 16, 2021, Anaheim Ducks forward Ryan Getzlaf recorded his 1,000th NHL point, becoming the 92nd player to reach the mark. On November 26, 2021, Tampa Bay Lightning goaltender Andrei Vasilevskiy became the second fastest goaltender to reach 200 wins, accomplishing the milestone in 318 games. On November 27, 2021, Edmonton Oilers defenseman Chris Russell blocked his 1,999th shot, becoming the all-time leader in blocked shots since the statistic began to be tracked. Later in the same night, Russell became the first player to block 2,000 shots. On November 30, 2021, Dallas Stars head coach Rick Bowness became the first coach in NHL history to reach 2,500 games coached, as head coach or assistant. On November 30, 2021, Dallas Stars goaltender Braden Holtby recorded his 293rd win in his 500th game, surpassing Jacques Plante for the most goaltender wins through their first 500 games. On December 5, 2021, Winnipeg Jets forward Blake Wheeler played his 1,000th NHL game, becoming the 359th player to reach the mark. On December 6, 2021, Arizona Coyotes forward Louis Eriksson played his 1,000th NHL game, becoming the 360th player to reach the mark. On December 7, 2021, Chicago Blackhawks goaltender Marc-Andre Fleury played his 900th NHL game, becoming the 8th goaltender to reach the mark. On December 9, 2021, Chicago Blackhawks goaltender Marc-Andre Fleury recorded his 500th win, becoming the 3rd goaltender to reach the mark. On December 31, 2021, Washington Capitals forward Alexander Ovechkin scored his 275th power play goal, becoming the all-time leader in power play goals, and surpassing the record previously held by Dave Ondrejchuk. On January 6, 2022, Columbus Blue Jackets forward Jakub Voracek played his 1,000th NHL game, becoming the 361st player to reach the mark. On January 11, 2022, Pittsburgh Penguins forwards Sidney Crosby and Yevgeny Malkin and defenseman Chris Letang played their first game of the season as a trio, setting a new record for most seasons, 16, as a trio in NHL history. On January 17, 2022, San Jose Sharks forward Timo Meier scored 5 goals in one game, becoming the 47th player in NHL history to do so. On January 23, 2022, Vancouver Canucks head coach Bruce Boudreau became the 29th head coach in NHL history to coach 1,000 games. On January 25, 2022, Philadelphia Flyers defenseman Keith Yandle played his 965th consecutive NHL game, setting a new record for consecutive games played, and surpassing the record previously held by Doug Jarvis. On January 27, 2022, Los Angeles Kings defenseman Drew Doughty played his 1,000th NHL game, becoming the 362nd player to reach the mark. On February 15, 2022, Pittsburgh Penguins forward Sidney Crosby scored his 500th goal, becoming the 46th player to reach the mark. On February 15, 2022, Washington Capitals head coach Peter Laviolette became the 10th head coach in NHL history to win 700 games. On February 24, 2022, New York Islanders defenseman Zdeno Chara played his 1,652nd NHL game, becoming the all-time leader in games played by a defenseman, and surpassing the record previously held by Chris Chelios. On March 1, 2022, Colorado Avalanche defenseman Jack Johnson played his 1,000th NHL game, becoming the 363rd player to reach the mark. On March 1, 2022, Vegas Golden Knights head coach Peter DeBoer became the 28th head coach in NHL history to win 500 games. On March 5, 2022, Toronto Maple Leafs forward Wayne Simmonds played his 1,000th NHL game, becoming the 364th player to reach the mark. On March 5, 2022, Seattle Kraken defenseman Mark Giordano played his 1,000th NHL game, becoming the 365th player to reach the mark. On March 8, 2022, Washington Capitals duo Alexander Ovechkin and Nicklas Backstrom played their 1,000th game together, becoming the 9th pair in league history to reach the mark. On March 9, 2022, Washington Capitals forward Nicklas Backstrom recorded his 1,000th point, becoming the 93rd player to reach the mark. On March 10, 2022, Buffalo Sabres goaltender Craig Anderson recorded his 300th win, becoming the 39th goaltender to reach the mark. On March 11, 2022, New York Islanders head coach Barry Trotz became the third head coach in NHL history to win 900 games. On March 12, 2022, Detroit Red Wings defenseman Marc Staal played his 1,000th NHL game, becoming the 366th player to reach the mark. Additionally, Staal joined his brothers Eric and Jordan as the first trio of brothers in NHL history to each record 1,000 games played. On March 15, 2022, Boston Bruins forward Nick Foligno played his 1,000th NHL game, becoming the 367th player to reach the mark. Additionally, he and his father Mike became the second father and son duo in NHL history to each record 1,000 games, after Bobby and Brett Hull. On March 17, 2022, Philadelphia Flyers forward Claude Giroux played his 1,000th NHL game, becoming the 368th player to reach the mark. On March 31, 2022, Chicago Blackhawks forward Jonathan Toews played his 1,000th NHL game, becoming the 369th player to reach the mark. On March 31, 2022, Florida Panthers forward Jonathan Huberdeau recorded his 71st assist of the season, becoming the all-time single-season leader in assists by a left winger, and surpassing the record previously held by Joe Juneau. On April 7, 2022, Toronto Maple Leafs forward Austin Matthews scored his 56th goal of the season, setting a new single-season record for goals scored by a United States-born player, and surpassing the record previously held by Jimmy Carson and Kevin Stevens. On April 20, 2022, Washington Capitals forward Alexander Ovechkin scored his 50th goal of the season, becoming the third player to do so 9 times, tying Wayne Gretzky and Mike Bossy for having the most 50-goal seasons in NHL history. He also became the oldest player to record a 50-goal season at 36 years and 215 days of age, surpassing the record previously held by Johnny Buzik. On April 20, 2022, Arizona Coyotes forward Andrew Ladd played his 1,000th NHL game, becoming the 370th player to reach the mark. On April 24, 2022, the Eastern Conference became the first conference to have 8 teams reach 100 points in the same season. On April 26, 2022, Toronto Maple Leafs forward Austin Matthews scored his 60th goal of the season, becoming the 40th player to reach the mark, and first United States-born player to do so. On May 9, 2022, Pittsburgh Penguins forward Sidney Crosby became the 6th player in league history to score 200 playoff points. On May 14, 2022, Edmonton Oilers forward Connor McDavid scored 2 points in Game 7 of the Oilers' first-round series against the Los Angeles Kings, becoming the second player in NHL history to record 6 multi-point games in a single playoff series, and first since Rick Middleton did so for the Boston Bruins in 1983.